Good morning. I hope you're well. I'm Siobhan, and this morning I want to talk to you about looking after the world that we live in as we come out of lockdown. So, I don't know about you, but lockdown has brought as many good things as it's brought challenging ones in our house. And I think that's true of society and the world as a whole. So, whilst we're seeing terrible hardship in the form of deaths, unemployment, anxiety, and hunger that's going to get worse, there have been some really deeply positive things that have arisen from this enforced lockdown. One of these has, of course, been the impact on the environment. The virtual grinding to a halt of our crazy busy world has meant air pollution levels have dropped. Wildlife has come out of hiding into suburban streets, and the earth has breathed what's felt like a big, big breath of fresh air. I'm sure you've seen the videos going around on social media of wild animals turning up in funny places. I remember seeing one of penguins wandering on the streets, I think, of Cape Town. Or those aerial pictures of clear, crystal clear coastlines. And even the locals in Kathmandu in Nepal, they can now see the summit of Everest that they've never seen before. And it's because of the cleaner air, lack of pollution. On top of that, people in the UK have learnt to turn to the outdoors for their only leisure activity outside the home. Our national obsession with shopping and with cars has been banned, effectively, and instead people have had to buy bikes and they've explored the world around them. Our family, well, we're big walkers and we love cycling, and we've got a dog, so we're out a lot. We love the outdoors, so this was no hardship. But even we have found new walks that we never knew existed around us, as we were forced not to hop in the car and go to a beauty spot that we know. We just had to stick with what was on the doorstep. Studies have shown recently, I read recently, that air pollution had dropped so much in April, the month of April, across Europe, so that's UK and the continent, that they estimate 11,000 deaths have been avoided due to asthma attacks and preterm births. That's really high, pretty staggering. But now, sadly, now that lockdown's being eased, at least here in Europe, these pollution levels are fast coming back up as people return to their cars and modern industry cranks back up to normal. Scientists are saying we have 6 months to avoid a climate crisis. That sounds quite scary. Sea levels are still set to continue rising, and someone once described the effect of lockdown on the climate crisis as someone effectively turning down the taps on a fast filling bathtub. So they haven't been turned off. It was just coming down a bit less fast. Well, the Bible is full of verses describing the beauty of creation. Psalm 19 describes how the heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech. They use no words. No sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth. Their words to the ends of the world. God's very glory is revealed through creation. This is what this psalm is talking about. It's an utter marvel. From the tiniest insect to the majesty of mountain ranges, God's mind-blowing creativity and order can be found in the natural world. It's a sad but true fact that the church hasn't been historically known for its work in promoting protection of the environment. Many people who don't call themselves Christians have been some of the biggest environmental campaigners. This is partly, I think, because environmentalism has become a religion of sorts, and partly because those who don't believe in life after death think there's nothing else to look forward to apart from this world. But as Christians, just because we know God, who promises to make all things new, it doesn't mean we shouldn't look after the beautiful home he's given us. As people who know and love God, don't we have an even greater obligation to look after our world than those who don't? Surely loving our neighbour includes thinking about how much we're keeping the air clean that they're breathing too. In fact, I see it as an act of worship to care for that which God has given us to give us life. So thinking about all this, I've been thinking, what could I do to keep our earth the way God intended as we come out of lockdown? I think a lot of people don't really want to return to the normal ways of like rushing around a lot, consuming too much, not thinking about our impact on the environment. So, but I think without real intentional thought, I think it's going to be too easy for us just to go back to the way we did things. So in terms of the changes I plan to make, well, I've been thinking for quite a while I'd like to help give support to our St Albans District Green Councillor to help with promoting cycling in the district, but I've never actually done it. I thought, well, actually now's the time, let's do that. We've got a window of opportunity here, see if I can offer some time. Or if I'm like going out on a short errand, I'm going to think, no, don't jump in the car, get on my bike. I used to do that a lot before I had children, but having children, often you need to bring them with you everywhere, and it's really hard to actually cycle. Now I've got the opportunity because they're older. I think I'll probably do more recycling, buying more products with less or no plastic. I'd like to say we fly less, but we've hardly flown anywhere lately in the last, 10 years. So that probably won't change much. But I was thinking maybe we could get the train instead of flying if we're going to go to France or somewhere, try it out. I know a family of 7, but 5 children, and they travelled around Europe by train for their summer holidays, and they actually really enjoyed it. And that's the thing. I think switching to more environmentally friendly ways is often much better for our own health and our sense of joy. I always feel happier when I've got off my bike rather than when I've climbed out of my car. And I'm always happy when I'm out in nature seeing God's beautiful creation. So, as we slowly come out of lockdown, I think we need to have a think about what we could do to slow the increase in pollution in the area that we live. I know it seems like an enormous issue, but I think, as with everything, it's about taking responsibility for what we can do and what we teach our children about how we live and the way we behave. I think it makes a difference. So what one thing do you think you could do to keep the earth what one thing do you think you could do to keep the earth that is the Lord's a beautiful? Have a great day. Bye.